And we're back with another episode of Every Game Ever. We're playing Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Jedi...
The Jedi, I mean...
I was not going to do that. It would be like the Jedi Cuisinart. That is Jaden.
Anyways, last time we were talking that Sully, one of the crew members of the room...
Sandy.
Sandy. I don't know why I said Sully.
I don't know. I was like,
Sandy.
Are we talking about Monsters, Inc. all of a sudden?
I think I was thinking of like the pilot Sully Sullenberger or something. I don't know.
Yes,
You're dead.
Anyway, Sandy is writing his own book.
Yeah.
Yes, I directed The Room.
Yeah. Which I'm excited to read. Like, I don't know how much of it I'll believe, to be honest with you. Not that I don't know Sandy as a person. It's just like there's been some bad blood between him and Tommy.
Yeah.
So
it's not like Greg, who was like, Greg is trying to find the best way to put a spin on things for
which is kind of funny that Tommy's like, oh, I agree.
90%.
Yeah, I think he's like down to 40% or something like that. It's not super high at this time anymore, and so it's. Well, I'm just interested to see what happens in the next one.
Obviously, kind of saw that one coming.
It's worked before. I think I saved it just a minute ago.
You did.
Yeah.
But the movie does not paint Tommy the book doesn't paint Tommy in a very
the movie paints him in a much better light.
Yeah, it's not a flattering light that he's painted in the book.
So you're just gonna cut your way. Okay, can I go through here? No.
Do you think 3 lightsabers might help over 1?
Okay. I'm just gonna put one of them away, and just run around with one out, because I feel like a doofus running around with 2, and then I can just kind of turn on the other one when I need it. You know what I mean?
So I was just going back to my Cuisinart, human Cuisinart. That
For
is.
those of you that have seen the movie The Disaster Artist and not read the book, there are some
inaccuracies.
There's some pretty big differences between the movie and the book that I'm guessing were probably Tommy's doing, so that he looked a little bit better. Because some of the worst thing, Tommy went through 3 crews on that movie, and they really don't go into that in.
Yeah, they cover him firing one of the crews, but it's always
at the end of the movie instead of in the middle of the movie.
And it's almost passed off as a joke. It's like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. And it's like, oh, that's him firing the crew. And it's like, in reality, it's like, no, most of them quit. And it was kind of a big deal. And Tommy, it really devastated Tommy because in his view, it's like, these people are trying to sabotage my movie. Yeah. It was a terrible Tommy.
Yeah.
Definitely not my best. But, in their thing, it's all like, we were trying to make a movie, and this asshole director kept getting in our way.
Yeah. Eventually they all got to the point where they're like, nobody's ever going to see this movie. This cannot possibly be released. There's nothing here. This will never be a thing. This won't go on our resume. Nobody's gonna care.
Well, so I
need to move on.
I showed the room to a friend of mine and his girlfriend, and had to explain to him how the movie was shot. When he was like, I don't understand where some of these scenes are coming from. It's like, you have to understand. It's neither did the actors.
Yeah.
Only people who had seen a full script was Greg and Tommy.
Yeah.
I don't think even Sandy got to see a full script.
No. Yeah. He said in interviews that he only got pages that are usually the day of.
Yeah, and so it's all generally when you do a movie, I don't know what the standard procedure is. I've never been in a big Hollywood production, but I assume that at the very least the people acting get enough of. I don't know if they all get a copy of the script or if they just get enough of the script to understand what the context of the role.
Depends on the movie.
If it's something you have to keep things under wraps.
Yeah, if it's like a Marvel movie, Star Wars, you're getting your parts of the script. You're probably not going to get all of the script.
Yeah. But you're still going to get more than just your scenes to at least understand the context of where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You might get
there's a competent director to explain it to you.
Right. In the room, the actors just got their lines for that scene that they were shooting that day. And so it was like, whoa! They just all had to assume that there was a bigger plot going around, coming through the pipeline that made sense out of this seemingly nonsensical scene that they were filming.
This will be explained in a later scene.
It has to be, right? Why else would we bring up a thing about breast cancer if it doesn't show up again?
Never brought up again.
Never brought up again. But it is definitely cancer.
Yeah.
God, that
I
movie's
saved
terrible.
recently. I mean, I wasn't that far, but I was far enough that I at least have made some progress. Nope, need to remember to save. Future Terry.
Here we are.
Just gonna use one lightsaber and just go around killing guys for a minute.
Please do. Zap.
Zap. Zap.
Look at the graphics on this box.
Yeah.
You know what always bugged me about that? So the episode's Homer's Phobia, where we find out Homer might be homophobic.
Yeah.
Weird to say, actually, out loud.
Yeah.
But like, I always felt really weird watching that because it's like, who cares about the graphics on a box? And I'm like, I do. You know, like, apparently I should be a gay guy, but I just don't like guys.
I don't know, like I look at, like when I'm at the comic book shop or something, or, you know, pretty much wherever I'm at, if I see like a Star Wars, like I'll see some old Star Wars toys, and I'll see the new ones. The new ones definitely, it's not just like that the toy is designed better, it's that...
Just toss your thermal grenade over there, you don't use them anyways.
Yeah. Oh no. There you go.
Did it go?
Should have. I heard an explosion.
I didn't. I just kept hearing that asshole shooting at you.
Well, I'll kill him in a second.
You better.
In the worst possible way.
Man, that force lightning kicks ass.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop.
Learning. I'm learning.
He's becoming sentient.
Do I have the rocket launcher? No, I have this. But I keep this for exactly these types of situations. Not that kind of situation. I saw a purple lightsaber for a second. It was so cool. Dude, I remember when the prequels were coming out and like talking about lightsaber colors and being like, oh my god, wouldn't it be so cool if there was a yellow lightsaber and an orange lightsaber? Like, off green is now a canon color of lightsaber.
Like teal?
No, just like slightly dark green. Look up do me a favor, and you can look it up on your phone. Look up Ahsoka Tano second lightsaber. Maybe it's yellow. I thought it was like, I thought it was off green.
Okay. Autocorrect does not like any of that.
Get in the game, autocorrect.
Okay. Thank you, Google Images. Lightsaber. Images. Oh yeah, it even has like a comparison.
Yeah, it's like off green. Kind of yellowish.
Yeah, it's like a lime green almost.
Yeah.
More yellow to lime.
Yeah, so that's a canon color. Which I'm not sure if it's ever explained why she has that. I'm stepping on this little mouse droid and it's causing me to like bounce up and down in the air.
Ugh.
Which is like, it's a cool feature to add in the game. To be like, oh, mouse droid. Oh, mouse droid.
I don't know why looking that up reminded me of this, but so I just finished editing the last batch of episodes and put them up, right? And in one of them, you were like, I was asking like, oh, how did you know this about this lightsaber or whatever? And you're like, I don't know.
Sometimes I really don't. Yeah.
Well, it was like, you know, offhandedly like, well, how come you know like Sonic's blood type? And I'm like, I don't know Sonic's blood type. So obviously, as I'm editing, sometimes like I'll like these questions come up, and I'm like, I have access to Google now, so I'll just look it up. And O positive. Sonic's blood type is O positive. In case anyone wanted to know.
I just want to meet the writer that sat down and was like, O positive.
Okay, so here's the thing: is that like, you know, like the Japanese like doing like those when they do character designs and stuff and character concept or whatever, they'll have like all their measurements, age, height, you know, sex, all of that.
Yeah.
Like the bust, waist, hips measurements, especially if it's girls, but they always also include the blood type for some reason.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's like, obviously there's gotta be, like, if Sonic is a Japanese creation, there's gotta be like a record of his blood type somewhere. Hey,
well, that didn't work as well as I thought it was going to, but it didn't kill me either, so...
Whatever don't kill you.
Whatever doesn't kill you makes you... Or Jedi. I'm just gonna shoot him with this.
I actually, like, you have to understand, like, as a Sonic fanboy, like, it was really hard for me not to just, like, okay, what other blood types are there in this, as a canon in the Sonic universe? And I was like, no, Eric, you're editing a video right now, don't get sidetracked. And God knows, like, you're already an insufferable Sonic fan to your friends. Don't be that guy, Eric.
Do you know Knuckles' blood type is actually AB negative?
I actually think it is. So the Sonic Wiki, like, if you look up blood type, it'll actually organize the characters by their blood type.
That's some love right there, Sonic fans. Who's ever making this, whatever Sonic fans it is, you truly love this character.
Just, holy shit.
So I'm watching a lot of Star Trek recently, and Erica asked me recently, was like, what's a bigger fandom for you, Star Wars or Star Trek? And it's, like, it used to be really easy that I'd just be like, oh, Star Wars, not a problem. And now it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll always love Star Wars. I don't think I'll ever read the Star Trek books, mostly because they're not canon, and I'm just not that into it. But Star Wars books, yes, I will be reading more Star Wars books. Because there is a trilogy that I need to pick up.
Well, I honestly think it's, the difference between the two, and I was kind of touching on this a little earlier when I was talking about the technology. I guess I'll just do everything for you, Kyle. I could be the one boring a hole through a door right now and letting you do this, but no. Please, let me go into a hallway full of, like, guns. Anyways, what I was saying, it's like, the Star Trek it's more episodic. It's not like they don't put a lot of emphasis on the long story arc, you know? Whereas,
no, not anymore.
Whereas Star Wars is.
Back then, yeah.
You know? It's only been recently with the new movies where it's all like continuing storylines and everything. Yeah. Before it was like, yeah, there's something of a subplot going on with the characters and stuff, but usually it's just episodic. This is what's happening this week on Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know? And so, as a result, most of, like, the writing went towards building the universe that they were exploring and not what was happening in that universe per se. Yeah. You know? Like, there's a lot more love and attention placed in creating, like, how the holodeck works, or, like, how the starships work. And, I mean, you have things like inertia dampeners, which are just fucking amazing, because that's pretty much what stops the entire crew from getting turned into a thick jelly when they hit light.
I was going to go with slurry.
Oh, yeah, that would make it too. Yeah. You know, we're just like, your bones would become liquid instantly. Yeah. Just how fast you'd be going, you know? And they thought about that. It's like, that's the reason why they can bank and turn and accelerate so quickly in space, and all they do is just kind of rock a little bit in their seats. Yeah. It's because the inertia dampeners cancel out that inertia. They don't really ever touch on that in Star Wars. In fact, the last Star Wars movie, I think, is the only time they really put more thought into what hyperspace can do beyond, oh no, our hyperspace drive is down.
Yeah.
Again. I thought we fixed it. Yeah. You know?
I don't think I saved too long ago, though.
No, you didn't. You saved pretty recently. That was something that always bugged me, because it seemed like that was the big thing between, like, all in episode 5 and episode 6 was just like, why can't they fix the hyperdrive? Yeah. It's like, because when you think about it, it's like, it really seems like you only saw the Millennium Falcon do the hyperdrive once.
Yeah.
At the very, like, in the first movie, and then after that they're like, okay, no more hyperdrive.
Oh, they have, and Star Trek's even kind of explained why there's no time dilation when they're going at hyperspeed, when they're going at warp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, since warp is dropping you into, I guess you're just creating a warp field around you, So that warp field essentially stops the time dilation.
Okay.
From what I understand.
Well, you'd think warp drive would mean that it's actually warping the fabric of space time. You'd just basically be folding universe, punching a hole through it, and crossing through the hole.
Yeah, but it still takes more time than that, because if it worked that way, then it'd be like 20 seconds to anywhere.
Sounds like an alt rock indie band, doesn't it?
20 seconds to anywhere.
It's like, I'm really into 20 Seconds to Anywhere. You probably haven't heard them though.
30 Seconds to Mars totally stole their stuff.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, on the radio they were giving away like a come hang out with 30 Seconds to Mars, which I don't really know that many 30 Seconds to Mars songs. But I'd be like, wait, I get to hang out with Jared Leto? I get to hang out with the Joker. And it's not even that I'm a huge fan of his Joker. I'm interested to see more of it. That's always what I say, is because it's not like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I got what they were doing, and I thought it was at the very least interesting.
I thought my thought process on it was Jared Leto was a fantastic casting choice.
Yeah.
What the direction they decided to go with the Joker, I am not a fan of at all. I don't like this gangland Joker thing because it doesn't seem interesting to me. It just basically seems like Al Capone in face paint.
Yeah.
Only Al Capone was terrifying because he was real.
I think the idea of the Joker in this movie is more interesting than the Joker actually is. That's what I'm trying to do. But look, you...
Scope's not helping much, is it?
I got killed by a stormtrooper. The only person to ever do that.
Run away! What do I do now?
You go become the greatest stormtrooper of all time, Ted. I don't even want to play the game anymore. I just want to continue the story of Ted the Stormtrooper. Just be like, everything's coming up Ted, isn't it? It's like, you go, Ted. You go. Like, I thought I really do think, like, the idea of where it's like, oh, this is based off of, cartel drug, this is based off of cartel members and, like, their Instagrams and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, that's actually really interesting. That's kind of cool. I thought it was really shitty that, like, Die Antwoord, the South African band, came out and were like, "You're stealing our style, fuck you," and which I didn't really see that, but whatever. I think they were just jealous because they were in Chappie, which isn't as good as.
I cried.
I did cry in Chappie, but I don't think Chappie was as good as Suicide Squad. I'm sorry.
I think you're comparing apples to oranges because it's like saying I don't think the Titanic was as good as the Terminator. It's yeah, soft agree.
Well, did they at least die?
They did not.
I blew them up.
Okay, maybe they did.
A couple of them dead.
Well, there was only two there.
I
did like that. That was a heckin' scawampus fucking thing going on there.
Admittedly, what's his name? Ninja did play a better villain than the Joker did, because I really fucking wanted Ninja to die. I remember if you haven't seen Chappie, you're not alone. Most people didn't see Chappie, but we went and saw Chappie, and I leaned over to Erik in this movie, and I'm like, I hate Ninja so much, I will sacrifice my first child to watch him die. Because his character is just so horrible. He's just a terrible person, and you're just like, and they're picking on this poor little robot.
Papa, don't leave me, Papa. And of course, he's like this little British voice where it's like, oh.
Yeah, and like, you have,
it's like someone picking on John Oliver.
Oh, God. Not so. We're going to use... Oh, I don't have the repeater. Oh, I'll just use the E11. That'll do it. So I don't remember what I used all my bombs on, but I used them.
You don't have any thermal detonators left?
Nope, I threw them at something. I was trying to go away and heal.
I saw that.
You did turn around, though, his character. Like, at the end, it was like, you still were like, okay, I'm glad he's dead, but at the same time, it was also like, he learned.
I don't know, I kind of feel like that should have probably come from American more, Because American I didn't hate. Ninja I actively hated. I mean, being able to tolerate Ninja was, I mean, I guess character growth, but at the same time it was like, meh. I mean, I guess the best thing that movie did was make me hate Hugh Jackman, which I thought was impossible.
Touche.
There's one. And we will get the second one next time
On every game ever.